Some of the most important skills as a youth worker, especially when you're looking at different areas that you might be working in. You could be working in housing, child protection, schools. It's obviously knowing the area you want to be in, understanding that group that you're working with and the young people, and applying that to your skill set. So if you want to work with child protection, understanding the child safety laws and understanding youth homelessness. If you want to work into schools, understanding the education system. So there's a vast majority of skills that you have to really understand, especially when you're applying for a youth worker role. Obviously adapting, understanding, and knowing that everything's been done before, it's just the technology has changed. And it's about understanding that we were young as well, and understanding that these young people are going through a stage that we went through, and having that ability to understand that and giving them a chance to be able to speak to you and have that trust within you. I think when I started in youth work, I realized there was such a gap in between where there's a lot for young people with young families, and there's a lot for young adults to older people, but that youth section where young teens, there's that area where I feel that they're just floating around. There's nothing really for them to engage, to feel part of the community, to feel growth, and to have that opportunity to grow in that space. The main challenge that you get with the youth working role is the rapport and building relationships. You're always building trust, because for a young person to be able to trust in you, you have to give them something as well. And it's understanding boundaries. It's understanding that will be times that they will disclose information to you that you will have to share, and you have to make that very clear. So you're building and breaking relationships constantly. When you're applying for a youth worker role, it's looking at yourself and seeing if you would want to be working with young people, not just to impart into them and give them some inspiration, some areas where that they be able to some help, but really look at, are you adapting to the style? Are you moving with the times? These are important parts when you're applying for a youth worker role. Some advice I would give someone who was wanting to step into the role as a youth worker is, just being yourself, knowing that if this is a space, it's a lifestyle as well. It's a space where you need to grow constantly, and it's about educating yourself as well within this space, because even though that we may be talking to youth, there's a lot of areas that we need to develop within ourselves to go back to remembering when we were once young as well in that space.